Ladies and gentlemen, would you please put your hands together for the promoter, Mrs. Karen Huckle, the principal referee, Mrs. Sheila Mackenzie, and meet director, Mr. Brian Thompson. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome onto poolside, led by Swim England President Ian Mackenzie and Swim England Hertfordshire President Tom Brennan, your officials. Ladies and gentlemen, your officials. And your announcer and commentator for this session is Mr. Ralph Muncer.
Well, thank you very much for that, and welcome to session 11 of the Hertfordshire County Championships 2020. Now, just a word of thanks for our Swim England president, Ian Mackenzie. He's come home to Hertfordshire after travelling the UK, wide, all over. Ian especially enjoys water polo, don't you, Ian? Anyway, so before we start, thank you to all of our officials. They are all volunteers and they make it all possible for us. So whilst we're all here in a great number, can we just give them a massive round of applause? Show our appreciation. Now, we have other people we're going to show our appreciation. So the County Swimming Committee, after much deliberation in meetings, have decided that we're going to be offering and awarding half colours for specific athletes. They're mostly senior athletes who have represented the county at various levels, national, representing the county at team events. And if the following athletes could go up to the medal table and meet the presidents and get their half colours, that would be much appreciated. So Millie Fields, Bishop Stortford. Kaya Phillips from Bishop Stortford. Alexander Catton from Bishop Stortford. Valeria Grion from Hatfield. Joel Peterson from Hatfield. Jessica Woodward from Hatfield. Lauren Stott from Hatfield. Ella Norton from Hatfield, Jessica Keogh from Hatfield, Kirsty Fuge from Hatfield, Jason Ho from Hatfield, Isabella Liablensi from Hatfield, Daniel Hollis from Costa, Erin O'Meara from Costa, Arvin Rodriguez from Costa, Thomas Cadenhead from Costa, Nathaniel Mapley from Costa, Hannah Brooke from Costa, Lily Merritt from Costa, George Williams from Costa, Luke Flynn from Watford, Devesh Kapoor from Hemel Hempstead, Dominic McCaffrey from Hoddesdon, Alex Twyford from Bushy, Callum Cox from Ware, and Lily Blount from Potters Bar. So as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, an awful lot of athletes who have represented the county at various levels. So let's just give them a round of applause. If you can keep coming up, athletes, that'll be much appreciated. Well done on that, then. So I have been warned that session 11 is going to be an awful long session. So brace yourselves, ladies and gentlemen. So we've got the 50 metres breaststroke. Then we have the 100 metres individual medley, the 200 free, and then the 200 meters breaststroke. So we're going to have lots of great swimming this morning, I should say. This is a test start. Event 231, the women's 10 years and over 50 metres breaststroke. This will be swum over 16 heats. Heat 1, referee. In lane 2 from Watford, Libby Bruce. Lane 3, Lydia Buckland from Hitchin. Lane 4, Honor Beverstock from Hatfield. Lane number 5, Harry Shipton from Hatfield. And in lane 6, Georgie Marsden from Hertford. So as they come up to their halfway stage then, it looks like Georgie in lane number 6 turns first. Very strong swim from her at this moment in time. Honor and Libby also doing very well. Not much in it in this first heat then, but it does look like Georgie Marsden, as she comes into her final 5 metres, is going to touch, and she does. Well done, 46.51. Honor second, 47.27. And Lydia Buckland, 47.65. Heat 2, referee. In lane 1, Tremolo Wells from Hertford. Lane 2, Zoe Apollio from Bishop Stortford. Lane 3, Isla Black from the city of St Albans. Lane number 4, Erin Kay from Tring. Lane 5, Isabella Ferrabri from Hertford. Lane 6, Verity Fuge from Hatfield. Lane 7, Gigi Rabajek-Smith from Hatfield. And lane 8, Sophie Selmarsh from Stevenage. As they come up from the turn, then it looks like we have Verity Fuge in lane number 6. She's leading the way, followed by her teammate Gigi Rabajek-Smith in lane number 7. On the other side of the pool, then we have Erin Cave from Tring, also doing very well. But it looks like as they come into their final few strokes, then it's going to be Verity Fuge, 45.78. Second, Gigi Rabajek-Smith, and third, Erin Cave. On to Heat 3, referee. In lane 1 then from Alexia Verrier, lane 2 Gemma Robertson from Stevenage, lane 3 Sophie Taylor from Potters Bar, lane 4 Hannah Robson from Bishop Stortford, lane 5 Georgina Hamilton from Costa, lane 6 Summer Boswell from Costa, lane 7 Victoria Lesser from Potters Bar, and lane 8 Emily Clark from Potters Bar. Now I know space on poolside is very cramped, but if the people on this side of the pool, so my side of the pool, can just sit down, that'll be much appreciated by the spectators there. They can't really see. I know it is crowded, but do your best. Leading the way then, coming to the final 5 metres, we have Hannah Robinson from Bishop Stortford. She's going to be touching first there. Second position will go to Georgina Hamilton of the city of St Albans, and Sophie Taylor takes third. Moving on, heat number 4, referee. In 1, Alice Anapaldi from Costa. Lane 2, Eva Ives from Hatfield. Lane 3, Alice Solman from Tring. Lane 4, Emily Gray from Hatfield. Lane number 5, Holly Cuthbert from Stevenage. Lane 6, Isabella Passini from Watford. Lane 7, Hannah Lovelock from Hitchin. And lane 8, Imogen Azzopardi from City of St Albans. At the turn then, as they come up, not much to choose between the middle lanes at all here. Just looks like Isabella from Watford has the lead at this moment in time as they come into the final few strokes there, but it does also look like Eva Ives in lane number 2 is doing very well here. It's going to be on the touch for this 50-metre breaststroke. And touching first, Eva Ives. Second, Isabella Piscini. And number 3 is Alice Solomon from Tring. Heat number 5, referee. In 1, Neve Jones from Hitchin. Lane 2, Edie Horton from Tring. Lane 3, Lara Connell from Berkhamsted. Lane 4, Verity Billingham from Tring. Lane 5, Isabel Mullings from Cheshunt. Lane 6, Katie Hopper from Berkhamsted. Lane 7, Jemima Cross from Hitchin. And Lane 8, Coco Williams from Costa. At the turn then, it looks like the middle 3 lanes are doing exceptionally well here. Not, again, like the last heat, not much to choose between it. It looks like the Berkhamsted girls, Lara Connell and Katie Hopper, just pulling in front here, but also Edie Horton from Tring in lane 2 is going to be on the touch. So Edie takes gold, Katie Hopper second, and Lara Connell takes third. On to heat number 6, referee. In 1 from Bishop Stortford, Catherine Clune. Lane 2, Erin Curry from Hatfield. Lane 3, Chloe Costa from Hatfield. Lane 4, Sophia Piscini from Watford. Lane 5, Evie Greenhill from Royston. Lane 6, Eloise Dixon from Costa. Lane 7, Rachel Carpenter from Hoddesdon. And in lane number 8, Elisa Flava from Hartford. Looking very strong here, especially from Sophia in lane number 4. But it also is looking very strong from Evie Greenhill in lane number 5 from Royston. She's pulling in front as they come into their final 5 metres. A good swim from Erin Curry over on the left-hand side. So Evie Greenhill first, Erin Curry second, and Sophia Piscini third. Heat 7, referee. In 1, we have Hannah Baker from Harpenden. Lane 2, Camilla Vinaya from Hatfield. Lane 3, Javan Javanji from Watford. Lane 4, Angelica Lasunide from Watford. Lane 5, Laura Malagol from Hertford. Lane 6, Katrina Dalton from Tring. Lane 7, Hannah Cushion from Hatfield. And in lane number 8, Martha Duncan from Verulam. Not much to choose here. It looks like Hannah Baker in lane number 1, having a very good swim as well. Katrina Dalton from Tring also doing very well here, but it's going to be on the touch. It's going to be very close between those two for the first position. Hannah Baker takes first, Katrina Dalton second, and Javan Javanji from Watford third. Heat 8, referee. In lane 1, Rianne Mandela from Stevenage. Lane 2, Zoe Hutchison from Tring. Lane 3, Amy Wright from Bishop Stortford. Lane 4, Charlotte Gillingham from Hemel Hempstead. Lane 5, Georgina Darcy from Royston. Lane 6, Charlie Mainley from Tring. Lane 7, Leah Olo Burnett from Hatfield. And in lane number 8, Robin Hartley from Hatfield. Looks like a very powerful swim from Amy Wright of Bishop Stortford in lane number 3. As well, Georgina Darcy from Royston doing very well here. And indeed, in lane number 7, Layla Oliver Burnett. Layla takes first, Amy Wright second, and Charlie Melly in third. Heat 9, referee. In lane 1 from Hoddesdon, Molly Hagan. Lane 2, Esme Harrington-Clark from Watford. Lane number 3, Pippa Croucher from Hemel Hempstead. Lane 4, Amy Harper from Watford. Lane number 5, Hannah Brooke from the city of St Albans. Lane number 6, Troy Metz from Hertford. Lane 7, Eva McCabe from Letchworth. And in lane number 8, Gemma Nottage from Watford. Up first then is Molly Harrington of Hoddesdon. She's doing very well here. Looking like she's leading the way. Hannah Brooke of the city of St Albans also having a good swim here. But it's going to be very tight as they come into their final 5 metres. Who's going to take that touch? And it's going to be Pippa Croucher, then Amy Harper, and in third position, Gemma Nottage of Watford. Moving on, Heat 10, referee. In lane 1, Isabella Dalton from Tring. Lane number 2, Alexandra Guernsey from Hatfield. Lane 3, Isabel Toon from Watford. Lane 4, Freya Beresford from Hemel Hempstead. Lane 5, Emily Young from Hemel Hempstead. Lane 6, Chloe Simpson from Watford. Lane 7, Orjax from Verulam. And lane number 8, Eleanor Smart from Harpenden. Up then on the far side, and we've seen this quite a lot in this 50 metres breaststroke, Isabella Dalton doing very well for Tring. Tring's doing quite well in this, I have to admit, so she's going very fast. Alexandra in lane number 2 trying to catch her. But it's going to be Isabella Dalton first, Alexandra Guernsey second, and Eleanor Smart third. Moving on, Heat 11, referee. In lane 1, Hannah Morgan from Bishop Stortford. Lane 2, Jessica Heason from Potters Bar. Lane 3, Marcia Billingham from Tring. Lane 4, Emmeline Jostler from Hatfield. Lane 5, Kitty Jarvis from Hoddesdon. Lane 6, Scarlett Harrison Marona from City of St Albans. Lane 7, Larissa Dean from Harpenden. Lane 8, Amy Bourne from Watford. And as they come off the turn then, who's going to be up first? It's very close. It looks like Marcia Billingham of Tring. All of the girls here doing very well. Imola in lane number 4 doing particularly well from Hatfield. The girls on either side of her flanking, but it's going to look like it's going to be her taking the touch. First is Imola, second is Kitty Jarvis, and third is Scarlett Harrison Marona from the City of St Albans. Heat 12, referee. In lane 1, Madison Wallens from Hemel Hempstead. Lane 2, Jessica Fields from Bishop Stortford. Lane 3, Yasmin Meadows from the City of St Albans. Lane 4, Alice Field from Ware. Lane 5, Olivia Riley from Hatfield. Lane 6, Amber Harper from Verulam. Lane 7, Lillian Apapone from Bishop Stortford. And in lane 8, Elizabeth Stando from the City of St Albans. Up first then, it is Olivia Riley and Alice Field from Hatfield and Ware. Looking at the other side, it looks like Amber is trying to go and take this. She's coming to her final few strokes now. Looks like she's going to take the win here. Amber Harper first, Olivia Riley second, and Alice Field third. Heat 13, referee. In lane 1 from Bishop Stortford, Kirsty Neal. Lane 2, Tamsin Moran from Berkhamsted. Lane 3, Megan Gray from Hatfield. Lane 4, Alice Longman from Bishop Stortford. Lane 5, Jasmine Brackenbury from Hitchin. Lane number 6, Abby Larkman from Hatfield. Lane 7, Clementine Waterhouse from Verulam. And in lane 8, Katie Lane from Costa. Up first then is Tamsin Moran from Berkhamsted. She's doing very well to her side. Megan Gray looking like she's going to be leading this, battling it out for this final 5 metres then. Who's going to take the touch? It looks like it's going to be Megan Gray of Hatfield, and it is. She touched first, Tamsin in second, and Kirsty Neal in third. Moving on, heat 14, referee. In lane 1 then from Hitchin, Lucy King. Lane 2, Georgina Pritchard from Hatfield. Lane 3, Kirsty Fuge from Hatfield. Lane 4, Isla Norton from Hatfield. Lane 5, Caitlin Hartley from Hatfield. Lane 6, Ella Murphy from Harpenden. Lane 7, Lauren Gore from Bishop Stortford. And in lane number 8, Jessica Warren from Watford. Up first then looks like Ella Murphy of Harpenden doing very well. Her and Ella Norton battling it out here for the first position. Looks like Ella's just pulling in front. Final 5 metres then is going to be telling all who's going to get the touch. It's Ella Norton first, Ella Murphy second, and Kirsty Fuge third. Penultimate heat then, heat 15, referee. In lane 1, Charlotte Williams from Cheshunt. Lane 2, Lily Blount from Potters Bar. Lane 3, Anastasia Wilkinson from Hatfield. Lane 4, Sophie Payne from Hatfield. Lane 5, Erin O'Meara from Costa. Lane 6, Katie Jeffrey from Hatfield. Lane 7, Evie Brown from Watford. And in lane number 8, Megan Worley from Watford. Turning first then, Erin O'Meara and Sophie Payne neck and neck in 5 and 4 there. Both going to be trying to beat each other. It looks like Erin O'Meara just pulling in front here. Sophie Payne, but it's neck and neck as they come into their final 5 metres. Who's going to get the touch? It just looks like Erin O'Meara is just in front. And it's going to be Sophie Payne takes first position, Erin O'Meara second, and Anastasia Wilkinson third. Very close heat that. The final heat then, heat 16, referee. Lane 1, Maggie Wiper from Hoddesdon. Lane 2, Ashley Cooper from Hitchin. Lane 3, Nor Jordan from Hatfield. Lane 4, Louise Fiddles from Hatfield. Lane 5, Isabella Chapman from Harpenden. Lane 6, Lucy Park from Watford. Lane 7, Dana Shepherdson from Hatfield. And in lane number 8, Kira Beaver from Watford. Turning first then, that 4 and 5 combination, Louise Fiddles and Isabella Chapman. It looks like Louise Fiddles is doing very well here. Recently represented Great Britain, I believe. And she comes into her final 5 metres then. What's her time going to be? 34.66. Well done. Louise Fiddles first, Isabella Chapman second, and Nia Jordan third. If you want to clear the pool to the side, please, swimmers. Moving on then to event 232, the men's 10 years and over, 50 metres butterfly, heat 1, referee. So 14 heats of this 50 fly, and you know, I'm sorry I'm going to have to make this pun, but it will fly by, as it were. But anyway, in lane number 3, Lewis Hoggenberg from Potters Bar, and in lane number 5, Ethan David Sonson from Bishop Stortford. This is going to be one of their first times swimming this race, relatively new and young. So they're going to be always trying for that personal best. And just to remind everyone, swim fast in this and you'll be able to come back and do the final session later. But it is Ethan who is leading the way so far. And he's going to touch in a time of 39.82, just under 40 seconds. And Lewis second, 43.38. Well done, boys. Excellent swimming. On to Heat 2, referee. And we have a full complement, one might say, of 8 swimmers. In lane 1, Lawson Gray from Berkhamsted. Lane 2, Carl Guvan from Stevenage. Lane 3, Louis Robson from Costa. Lane 4, Parker Brewster from Harpington. Lane 4, Oliver Baskerville from Hatfield. Lane 6, Finley Miller from Hitchin. Lane 7, Alexander Fawcett from Watford. And lane 8, Luke Peterson from Hatfield. Going strong then, Louis Robson at the City of St Albans. He's leading the way. He's followed very closely by Oliver Baskerville of Hatfield, who's going to get a touch if they come into the final 5 metres. It is going to be tight. It looks like Louis Robson is going to be able to win this one. Oliver Baskerville second and Parker Brewster third. Heat 3, referee. Swimmers, when we do the start, can I just ask for quiet? It's all about the competitive and fair sport, etc. But anyway, in lane 1, Callum Buzzu from Hemel Hempstead. Lane 2, Elliot Gillam from Hemel Hempstead. Lane 3, Danny Foreman from Potters Bar. Lane 4, Ellie Fenwick from Verulam. Lane 5, Maxwell Heuser from Hoddesdon. Lane 6, Daniel Williams from Cheshunt. Lane 7, William Lockwood from Hatfield. And lane 8, Sonny Madison from Hatfield. Leading this heat then, we've got the 3 boys in the relative middle of the pool. Well, 4 now. Who's going to get that touch? First, Daniel Williams. Second, Maxwell Heuser. And third, Ollie Fenwick. Very good swims from them. Well done. Moving on, Heat 4, referee. In 1, Daniel Beasley from Hatfield. Lane 2, Oscar Hollingsworth from Costa. 3, Igor Maginian from Cheshunt. Lane 4, Jonathan Key from Stevenage. Lane 5, Dylan Morris from Watford. Lane 6, James Renton from Potters Bar. Lane 7, Callum Deacon from Hatfield. And lane 8, Jake Willington Boozy from the City of St Albans. All of the boys here looking very strong. Lots of white water in the pool. Going first then, it's going to be very tight here. It's going to be Jonathan Key taking first, James Renton second, and Dylan Morris third. Moving on, Heat 5, referee. I have a disqualification to report. Event 232, Heat 2, Lane 1 for a technical infraction. That's event 232, Heat 2, Lane 1 for a technical infraction. So the results for the 50 metres breaststroke for the women's are up on the wall. If you have made that final and do not want to swim it, if you want to cross your name off there. Coming into that 5 metres then, Joshua Ellis and William Duncan battling out, but it looks like Joshua's just going to get a touch, and he does. William Duncan second and Archie Rand third. So boys, if you want to clear the pool to the side, please, whilst we just fetch someone's utensils. So just a reminder for those who have qualified for the breaststroke final, if you don't want to do it, you need to make sure you cross your name out as soon as possible, and then we'll put in the reserve person, and those results are up on the wall towards the left of the scoreboard. Heat 6, referee. In 1, Kobe Cornwell from Potters Bar. Lane 2, Hugo Rivercheck-Smith from Hatfield. Lane 3, Edward Ormsey from Royston. Lane 4, Cub Madison from Hatfield. Lane 5, Daniel Merrier from Potters Bar. Lane number 6, William Fawcett from Watford. Lane number 7, Henry Catterfield from Hatfield. And lane 8, Toby Martin from Harpenden. All the boys here in a relatively straight line. We're not seeing that spearhead effect that one might expect to see. But final 5 metres, who's going to make that touch? Oh wow, we've got a joint first position, William Fawcett and Daniel Merrier, 32.61, and Cub Madison just touching out there by 0.01, very close to that one indeed. Moving on, Heat 7, referee. In 1, Alexander Feeney from Potters Bar. Lane 2, Aidan Ingram from Costa. Lane 3, Jake Moore from Potters Bar. Lane 4, Jason Ho from Hatfield. Lane 5, Charlie Stanbury from Potters Bar. Lane 6, Ryan Wall from Royston. Lane 7, Fergus Reid from Berkhamsted. And in lane number 8, Lewis Dormer from Harpenden. Off to a flying start then. It looks like Charlie Stanbury of Potters Bar doing very well there. He's followed by teammates in lanes 1 and 2, but it's going to be Charlie taking first, Ryan Wall second, and Fergus Reid third. And we're getting down to go sub 30 seconds soon, so expect to see that. Moving on, Heat 8, referee. In 1, Alex Twyford from Bushy. Lane 2, Jake Evans from Cheshunt. Lane 3, Joe Reynolds from Hartford. Lane 4, Kai Adams from Potters Bar. Lane number 5, Dylan Kennell from Hemel Hempstead. Lane 6, James Gord from Watford. Lane 7, Ethan Howard from Potters Bar. And in lane number 8, William Buckley from Watford. It's very close in between these middle lanes. Kai, Joe and Dylan in 4, 3 and 5. It looks like Jake is going to be taking first, Joe Reynolds in number 3 second, and Alex Twyford third. Moving on to Heat 9, referee. In 1, James Coleman from the City of St Albans. Lane 2, Jack Barnard from Potters Bar. Lane number 3, Nathaniel Mapley from the City of St Albans. Lane 4, Alexander Mason from Potters Bar. Lane 5, Nathas Whiting from Hemel Hempstead. Lane 6, James Atwell from Harpenden. Lane number 7, Charles Tamanner from Watford. And lane 8, Oliver Blinks from Hatfield. Alexander Mason of Potters Bar speeding ahead now. He's very close, followed by Nathaniel Mapley in lane number 2 and James Atwell. Alexander Mason takes first, Nathaniel Mapley second, and James Atwell third. Heat 10, referee. In 1, Alexander Alami from Watford. Lane 2, Kieran Burkett from the City of St Albans. Lane 3, Matthew Martin from Costa. Lane 4, Daniel Ord from Watford. Lane 5, Enzo Lim from Watford. Lane 6, Oliver Carpenter from Costa. Lane 7, Joel Peterson from Hatfield. And lane number 8, Callum Cox from Ware. Alexander Alami first up there. He's looking very strong, as is Daniel Ord of Watford. Both swimmers at Watford there. Kieran Burkett and Matthew Martin also looking strong, but who's going to take it? It's Daniel Ward taking first, Alexander Alami second, and Callum Cox third. Moving on, Heat 11, referee. One, Alexander Catton, Bishop Stortford. Lane 2, Thomas Jobson, Bushy. Lane 3, Bryn Cruiser from Bishop Stortford. Lane 4, Daniel Martin from Costa. Lane 5, Egerton Baskerville from Hatfield. Lane 6, Dominic McCarthy from Hoddesdon. Lane 7, Oscar Bryce from Costa. And lane number 8, Harry Arbunaut from Harpenden. Up they come then, Daniel Martin, Ethan Baskerville and Bryn Cruiser doing very well here. Daniel Martin leading the way. And Oscar Bryce as well. Touching first, Daniel Martin. Second, Oscar Bryce. And third, Dominic McCarthy of Hoddesdon. All of those boys going sub 30 seconds there. Excellent job. Heat 12, referee. Lane 1, Thomas Cadenhead, Costa. Lane 2, Ashley Coombs from Hemel Hempstead. Lane 3, Ashley Hollands Wright from Watford. Lane 4, Daniel Merton from Hatfield. Lane 5, Reeshausen, Hemel Hempstead. Lane 6, Benjamin Green from Watford. Lane 7, Ismail Rahim from Berkhamsted. And lane 8, Mateo Lebrun from Hitchin. Right, Daniel Merton doing very well here. He's leading the way. Reeshausen trying to catch him up, as is Benjamin Green. But it's going to be Daniel Merton who takes gold. Reeshausen second and Benjamin Green third. Very tight between first and second there, well done. That's sure to make the final. Moving on to Heat 13, referee. We have Daniel Miller of the City of St Albans in 1, Joseph Colwell from Watford in 2, Jack Jackson in 3 from Bushy, 4, Zachary Patel from Berkhamsted. Lane 5, Callum Davis from Bishop Stortford. Lane 6, Joshua Brishan from Hatfield. Lane 7, Peter Swesker from Hatfield. Lane 8, Angus Harrow of Harpenden. Up then, it looks like Zachary Patel of Berkhamsted doing very well. Callum Davis and Jack Jackson trying to beat him. It's going to be very tight on the touch, but it's going to be Zachary Patel, Callum Davis and Jack Jackson. The final heat then, Heat 14, referee. The final heat then, 1, Lewis Shea, 2, Joshua Holland, lane 3, Adam Martin, 4, Lucas Dyson Diaz, 5, Devesh Kapoor, 6, Joshua Trapp, 7, Tolu Wilson, and 8, Daniel English. At the turn then, Lucas Dyson Diaz looking like he's leading the way. Lewis Shaler, credible swim from him in lane number 1. It's very tight on that left side, hand side of the pool. Coming into the final 5 metres, Lucas Diaz is going to take this. Anna Martin second, and joint third position, Joshua Holland and Joshua Trapp. There is that time good enough to make the final. We shall see very shortly. If you want to clear the pool to the side, please, swimmers, that would be much appreciated. As we start to go on to the 100 metres individual medley. Moving on then to event 233, the women's 10 years and over 100 metres individual medley. As we swam over 18 heats, would you believe it? Heat 1 referee. Only 3 swimmers here. In lane number 3, Lee Wellerborn from Hemel Hempstead. Lane 4, Gigi Rebachek-Smith from Hatfield, and lane 5, Cassandra Piera from Hatfield. Of course, the individual medley takes its form. Butterfly, backstroke, breaststroke, freestyle. Let's hope all the swimmers behind that curtain know that. As we come onto that backstroke leg, then it looks like Lily in lane number 3 doing very well. But not much to choose. Breaststroke will be the one where we start to see a major change. Turning first, 50 metres, Cassandra Piera. Lily in second, and Gigi in third. Not much change in position there. They're all very similar in their time, and they're all very similar in this water as well. Rebachek-Smith in lane number 4. She's doing very well there. As they come onto the freestyle leg. Who has that most energy, momentum, etc., etc. to come in? And it looks like it's going to be Rebachek-Smith in lane number 4. Excellent swim from her, well done. Lily touches second and Cassandra touches third. Excellent swims there, girls, well done. Moving on, heat 2, referee. In 2, then we have Anna Metcalf of the City of St Albans. Lane 3, Alice Azzopardi from Costa. Lane 4, Lucy Peterson from Stevenage. Lane 5, Zoe Aponio from Bishop Stortford. Lane 6, Laura Tremolo Wells from Hertford. And lane 7, Katrina Morris from Hoddesdon. We have a clear leader at this moment in time. I think that is Lucy Peterson of Stevenage. She touches. There, a bit of slow of response from the screens, but 41.41. Excellent time there. Moving on to the breaststroke, that halfway stage now. But apart from Lucy, all of the girls in a very similar position in the water here. Let's see if there's going to be any change after they turn onto that freestyle leg. Lucy Peterson then, she's been leading the way from the off, and she's going to be coming in, touching their first years. Well done. 1:28.68. Zoe in second and Jeremy Wells in third. Moving on to Heat 3, referee. In 1, Isla Black from Costa. Lane 2, Verity Fuge from Hatfield. Lane 3, Hannah Robinson from Bishop's Torford. Lane 4, Grace Balans from Costa. Lane 5, Jemima Robinson from Stevenage. Lane 6, Ellie Saflana from Hertford. Lane 7, Honor Breaststroke from Hatfield. And lane number 8, Isabella Savage from Pottersbar. So Verity in lane number 2, she's had a really good championship so far. I believe I saw her in the 50-metre freestyle final, doing very well there. And it appears she's doing very well here as well. She's leading the way. Second is Grace Balans from the city of St Albans. And third is Isabella Savage of Pottersbar. Verity Fuge taking gold there. Jemima Robertson second and Grace Balance in third. Very good job there. All those girls in the top 3 under 1:30. Heat number 4, referee. I have a disqualification to report. Event 3233, Heat 2, Lane 4, for a technical infraction. That's Event 233, Heat 2, Lane 4, for a technical infraction. And Event 233, Heat 2, Lane 7, for a technical infraction. That's Event 233, Heat 2, Lane 7, for a technical infraction. Moving on then to this, we have in lane number 1, Summer Boswell of Costa. 2, Sarah Indoli from Berkhamsted. Lane 3, Victoria Langley from Pottersbar. Lane 4, Jemima Cross from Hitchin. Lane 5, Alexandra Vienna from Verulam. Lane 6, Colleen Haller from Watford. Lane 7, Sophie Selmarsh from Stevenage. And in lane number 8, Sophie Taylor from Pottersbar. Summer Boswell then in the far left on lane number 1. Looks like she's been leading the way all of this race. It's going to be very close between her. It's going to be Alexandra Vienna from Verulam taking first. Victoria Les second and Summer Boswell third. Moving on, heat number 5, referee. The finalists for the 50 metres butterfly are going up on the wall in that far left corner. Swimmers, if you do want to swim, which you should, because it means you can go and get a PB, etc., please keep your name on there. If you really don't want to swim, cross your name off and we'll fill in with the reserve position. Heat number 5 then of the 100 individual medley. Coco Williams goes in lane number 1 from Costa. Georgina Hamilton, her teammate, in lane number 2. Sophie Hollis, also of Costa, in lane 3. Tyler Williams of Tring in 4. Imogen Tang from Bishop Stortford in 5. Isabel Mullings from Cheshunt in 6. Eva Ives from Hatfield in 7. Catherine Clune from Bishop Stortford in 8. After that turn then on this breaststroke leg, Imogen Tang of Bishop Stortford doing very well here, followed by Taylor Williams in lane number 4. All going to be on this final 25 metres now. It's very close, the gap between them has closed significantly, but it does look like Imogen Tang of Bishop Stortford is going to win this, but she's got to be careful. Eva Ives in lane number 7 of Hatfield. So Imogen takes first, Eva second, and Talia Williams in third. Heat 3, Heat 6, referee. In lane 1, Louise Savage from Potters Bar. Lane 2, Lila Otto Burnett from Hatfield. Lane 3, Javan Javanji from Watford. Lane 4, Hannah Cushion from Hatfield. 5, Emily Gray from Hatfield. Lane number 6, Isabella Paini from Watford. Lane 7, Chloe Hodgson from Watford. And lane 8, Ellen Millabond from Bishop Stortford. And it is in fact Ellen's birthday in lane number 8, so it's her 13th birthday. From happy birthday from all of us in Summer England. And we hope that you have a good birthday, spending it on in this wonderful competition. A good swim here from Isabella Pache. Hannah Cushion in lane number 4. She's coming into her final 5 metres. So it looks like Hannah Cushion first, Isabella Pache second, and Emily Gray third. We're having some technical difficulties with that, so moving on, Heat 7, referee. In 1, Rhiannon Manella from Stevenage. Lane 2, Josephine Reed from the city of St Albans. Lane 3, Eva Glynn from Hatfield. Lane 4, Alice Field from Ware. Lane 5, Jessica Warren from Watford. Lane 6, Jessica Dunnett from Stevenage. Lane 7, Mia Mason-Wallington from Berkhamsted, and Lane 8, Anya Dunwoody from the city of St Albans. Turning first there, it's Josephine Reed. She's followed by Eva Glynn in lane number 3 and Jessica Dunnett in lane number 6. Of course, all can change in the space of 50 metres. And it does look like Jessica Warren of Watford is starting to break away. Eva Glynn of Hatfield trying to claw back that lead she once had, but it is going to be Jessica Warren taking the first position, Eva Glynn second, and Alice Field third. Moving on, Heat 8, referee. So with 10 heats to go then, in lane 1, Phoebe Matthews of Hatfield, lane 2, Katie Hopper from Berkhamsted, lane 3, Scarlett Harrison Morona from Costa, lane 4, Lauren Parkinson from Watford, lane 5, Molly Young from Verulam, lane 6, Olivia Lyson from Royston, lane 7, Angelica Lazare from Watford, lane 8, Laura Magoli from Hertford. I have a disqualification to report, event 233, heat 5, lane 1 for a technical infraction. That's event 233, heat 5, lane 1 for a technical infraction. On that turn then, it looks like Olivia Lyson in lane 6 was turning first, Molly Young second, and Phoebe Matthews third. Looks like a good swim though from Olivia Lyson of Royston in lane number 6, and Scarlett Harrison Maruna in lane number 3 of the City of St Albans. Olivia Lyson then takes first position, Scarlett Harrison Maruna takes second, and Katie Hopper of Berkhamsted takes third. Heat 9, referee. In lane 1 we have Alice Wilson from Costa, lane 2 Alice Longman from Bishop Stortford, lane 3 Amber Harper from Verulam, lane 4 Tia Patel from Potters Bar, lane 5 Charlie Maley from Tring, lane 6, Rosie Hadfield from Verulam, lane 7, Pippa Croucher from Hempstead, and lane 8, Charlotta Gates from Harpenden. As we come up to the halfway station, it looks like Charlie in lane number 5 doing very well, followed very closely by Tia Patel in 4 and Rosie Hadfield from Verulam. I have a disqualification to report, event 233, heat 7, lane 1 for a technical infraction. That's event 233, heat 7, lane 1 for a technical infraction. As we come up to that final 5 meters then, Charlie, who has been leading the way, is going to be taking the first position. Rosie Hadfield of Verulam, second, and Tia Patel of Potters Bar, third. Heat 10, referee. In 1, Abigail Briers from Berkhamsted, lane 2, Neve O'Meara from Watford, lane 3, Jessica Bright from Potters Bar, lane 4, Yasmin Meadows from the City of St Albans, lane number 5, Evie Thompson from Hitchin, lane 6, Maya Shacknell from Watford, lane 7, Emily Taylor-Sanders from Potters Bar, and lane number 8, Lydia Wisey from Berkhamsted. So great swim here from Nevo Mira. I've just been told off by her mum about that, but anyway. It's very close between her and Abigail Breers in lane number 1, but it looks like Neve is just pulling in front here. And she's going to touch first. Abigail Breers second, and Evie Thompson third. Having a few technical difficulties there. Moving swiftly on to Heat 11, referee. In lane 1, Freya Riley from Bishop Stortford. Lane 2, Tiger Lily Donald from Watford. Lane 3, Karis Tolan from the City of St Albans. Lane 4, Alexander Walensky from Hatfield. Lane 5, Isabella Good from Bishop Stortford. Lane 6, Erin Curry from Hatfield. Lane 7, Megan Worley from Watford. And in lane number 8, Olivia Kavanagh from Potters Bar. Again, we have a Watford swimmer leading the way, Tiger Lily Donald in lane number 2. As we come to the halfway stage, Erin Curry in lane 6, also doing very well. I have a disqualification to report. Event 3233, heat 8, lane 4 for a technical infraction. That's event 233, heat 8, lane 4 for a technical infraction. The battle for first position is Tiger Lily Donald and Erin Curry of Watford and Hatfield here. Final 5 metres, it's going to be close, but it just looks like Erin is going to touch, and she does. Tiger Lily Donald not far behind, and Alexandra Walensky from Hatfield in third. Heat 12, referee. In 1 from Watford, we have Amy Harper. Lane 2, Olivia Riley from Hatfield. Lane 3, Lillian Openu from Bishop Stortford. Lane 4, Chloe Simpson from Watford. Lane 5, Jessica Fields from Bishop Stortford. Lane 6, Phoebe Gill from Hatfield. Lane number 7, Isabel Toon from Watford. And lane 8, Isabel Chaplin from the City of St Albans. And it looks like Isabel Chaplin doing very well here. She touches first on this halfway stage. Phoebe Gill in second, and Jessica Fields in third. All of this, though, can change, and it looks like it is doing. Strong swims from all of the girls here, but as they come onto the three-star leg, then it looks like Olivia Riley of Hatfield is taking back first position. Jessica Fields of Bishop Stortford also battling for that first position. Is going to be on the touch. It looks like Jessica Fields might just be in front. And she is. She touches first. Olivia Riley second, and Phoebe Gill third. On to heat number 13, referee. On to heat number 13 then. We've got 5 more left after this. Isabella O'Leary from Hemel Hempstead, Sophia Pacini from Watford. Lane 3, Maisha Tread-Evans from Bishop Stortford. Lane 4, Antonia Jubb from Hatfield. Lane 5, Olivia Standen from Costa. Lane 6, Maggie Wiper from Hoddesdon. Lane 7, Kirsty Neal from Bishop Stortford. And lane 8, Evie Brown from Watford. Coming into the final 5 metres then, it looks like Antonia Jubb of Hatfield doing very well here. She's going to touch first, followed by Olivia Standen in second and Sophia Pache in third. Moving on, heat 14, referee. In 1 from Bishop Stortford, Hannah Morgan. Lane 2, Dana Shepherdson from Hatfield. Lane 3, Amy Borum from Watford. Lane 4, Anastasia Wilkinson from Hatfield. Lane 5, Laura Gungan from Verulam. Lane 6, Wojciech Shamrock from Verulam. Lane 7, Libby Chambers from Verulam. And lane number 8, Lucinda Stanley from Harpenden. As they turn onto their final leg, that freestyle leg, then it looks like Anastasia Wilkinson is doing very well. Leora in lane 5 also, but Anastasia just pulling away as she comes into her final few strokes here. And she's going to touch first. Leora second, Lucinda in third. Heat 15, referee. I have a disqualification to report. Event 233, heat 12, lane 6 for a technical infraction. That's event 233, heat 12, lane 6 for a technical infraction. In lane 1, Kaya Phillips of Bishop Stortford. Lane 2, Lily Blount from Potters Bar. Lane 3, Kitty Jarvis from Hoddesdon. Lane 4, Emily Penfold from Verulam. Lane 5, Emma Craig from Harpenden. Lane 6, Gemma Nottage from Watford. Lane 7, Caitlin Hine from Watford. And lane 8, Jessica Heatham of Potters Bar. Turning first, Kaya Phillips, then followed by Emma Craig and Jessica Heatham in lane number 8. As we come onto this breaststroke leg. Kaya Phillips then well in front on this one. Followed very closely by Emma Craig and Jessica Heatham here, but Kaya Phillips is going to take the first position, and she does. Second, Emma Craig, and third, Jessica Heatham of Potters Bar. Some excellent swimming there, well done. Moving on, heat 16, referee. In lane 1, Kirsty Fuge from Hatfield. Lane 2, Charlotte Williams from Chester. Lane 3, Ellie Hollis from the City of St Albans. Lane 4, Millie Fields from Bishop Stortford. Lane 5, Isabella Chapman from Harpenden. Lane 6, Isabel Silvery from Berkhamsted. Lane 7, Katie Lane from the City of St Albans. And lane number 8, Katie Jeffrey from Hatfield. As they come up then, it looks like Millie Fields and Isabella Chapman Millie Fields touches first, Isabella Chapman in second, and Charlotte Williams in third. I have a disqualification to report. Event 233, Heat 14, Lane 4 for a technical infraction. Event 233, Heat 14, Lane 4 for a technical infraction. Good job there from Millie Fields. Isabella Chapman in second and Charlotte Williams in third. Heat 17, referee. In ones, Hamzin Moran from Berkhamsted. Lane 2, Hannah Brick from the City of St Albans. Lane 3, Ella Murphy of Harpenden. Lane 4, Jessica Woodward of Hatfield. Lane 5, Sophie Payne from Hatfield. Lane 6, Lucy Park from Watford. Lane 7, Agnes Burns from Harpenden. And lane number 8, Eleanor Craig from Watford. Officials, just a reminder, make sure you keep drinking water. It's very hot on poolside. And we don't want any of you to fall in the pool. But no surprise here, Jessica Woodward speeding in front, Sophie Payne and Ella Murphy just behind her as they come onto this final 25 metres. Jessica Woodward wed in front on this freestyle leg. She's going to be taking this. Sophie Payne of Hatfield in second. Excellent swim there from Jessica Woodward, touching first. Who's going to get second? Is it Sophie Payne? It is. Sophie Payne second and Ella Murphy third. Can we have Joshua Holland and Joshua Trapp to the marshalling area? That's Joshua Holland and Joshua Trapp to the marshalling area for your swim off. Final heat then, heat 18, referee. Just before we start this, just a shout out to the ladies on the entrance desk. Thank you for your hard work there. In lane number 1, we have Kira Beaver from Watford. Lane 2, Daisy Sandon from Stevenage. Lane 3, Harriet Clemens from Watford. Lane 4, Sarah Kowalska from Hatfield. Lane 5, Erin O'Mara from Costa. Lane 6, Isabella Yarbsley from Hatfield. Lane 7, Larissa Dean from Harpenden. Sarah here doing very well. Erin O'Mara. Very close there indeed. Harriet Clements of Watford also in the running for this. But it's Sarah Kowalska. She's doing very well, turning onto her final 25 metres. An excellent job from her. She's going to be touching on a 106.66, excellent swim, well done Sarah. Erin O'Mara of the City of St Albans second, and Isabella Bensley from Hatfield third. Is this a swim? Is this the swim? Do we have names of these boys? If we can just remind Joshua Holland and Joshua Trapp to go to the marshalling area. So I have just been handed a wonderful iPhone X here. I know, I'm very lucky, aren't I? Is it an iPhone 11? Oh, well, I've just been handed an iPhone. Someone's from the change room, so if you have lost it, it is a girl, I believe, from the photo of the lock screen. So if you have lost your iPhone, please come to me and collect it. So just to fill a bit of time, ladies and gentlemen in the stands, are we enjoying this session? Oh, come on, I think we can do better than that. Are we enjoying this session? That's what we like to hear. Swimmers, are we enjoying this session? No? Oh, who said that? Nightmare, oh well. Well, we're going to do everyone's favourite event. We're going to have a swim-off, I think, for the 50-metre butterfly. We'll just wait for them to come out and I'll get my marching orders. But first, I have a disqualification to announce. Event 233, Heat 16, Lane 5 for a technical infraction. That's event 233, Heat 16, Lane 5 for a technical infraction. So we're not going to have a swim-off yet, but anyway, event 234, the men's 10 years and over, 100 metres individual medley, is we swum over 17 heats, heat 1, referee. I have disqualification to report. Event 233, Heat 18, Lane 4. That's event 233, Heat 18, Lane 4 for a technical infraction. For the first heat of the 100 metres individual medley, in lane 3 we have Oliver Birtwistle from the city of St Albans, and in lane number 5, Oliver Merrier from Potters Bar. Some very good swimming here from these two boys in the water. They're very close together, so not much in between them, and they're very early on in their County Championships. But it does look like Oliver is just pulling in front in lane number 5. Final 5 metres now for these boys. And congratulations, well done both of you, excellent swimmers. Moving on to Heat 2, referee. So heat number 2 then, in lane 2 we have Alexander Gregory from Stevenage. Lane 3, Ethan David Johnson from Bishop Stortford. Lane 4, Alexander Fawcett from Watford. Lane 5, Ryan Ingram from Costa. Lane 6, Tane Phillips from Bishop Stortford. And lane 7, Lewis Hockenberg from Potters Bar. So if any official can give me some tips about standing around, trying to keep yourself active in the break, that'd be much appreciated. I'm sure you have many, but back onto the swimming then. We have Ethan. He looks like he's going to be winning this one, so Ethan takes the gold on this. Tane Phillips of Bishop Stortford, second, and Alexander Fawcett of Watford in third. Heat 3, referee. In 1, Finley Miller from Hitchin. Lane 2, Luke Peterson from Hatfield. Lane 3, MacDonald Williams from Bishop Stortford. Lane 4, Maxwell Heiser from Holliston. Lane 5, Carl Gavan from Stevenage. Lane 6, Max Walters from Hemel Hempstead. Lane 7, Zach Fellows from Cheshunt. And in lane number 8, Sam Ryan from Bushy. A very strong swim here from Maxwell Heiser from Holliston. He touches first. Second is Max Walters from Hemel Hempstead, and third is Carl Björn from Stevenage. Moving on to Heat 4, referee. In lane 1, Callum Breaststroke from Hemel Hempstead. Lane 2, Louis Robson from Costa. Lane 3, Isaac Mortimer from Costa. Lane 4, Charlie Brook from Costa. Lane 5, Rohan Flindon from Berkhamsted. Lane 6, Sonny Madison from Hatfield. Lane 7, Parker Brewster from Harpenden. Lane 8, Oliver Baskerville from Hatfield. And can I just remind all of the swimmers, if they are coming, can they go through the central bits there and not come around on this side because of all the officials and the starting equipment? Ronan then of Berkhamsted in lane number 5, he's doing very well. Charlie Brook is following him, as is Isaac Mortimer of the City of St Albans and Louis Robson. But it does look like Rowan is going to be winning this one. And he does. Rowan takes the gold. Second is Charlie Brook from the City of St Albans, and in third position is Parker Brewster from Harpenden. Moving on to Heat 5, referee. In 1, Kai Fellows from Cheston. Lane 2, Oscar Hollingsworth from the City of St Albans. Lane 3, Ollie Fenwick from Verulam. Lane 4, William Lockwood from Hatfield. Lane 5, Danny Foreman from Potters Bar. Lane 6, James Gibson from Hemel Hempstead. Lane 7, Daniel Beasley from Hatfield. And in Lane 8, Joshua Jeffrey from Hatfield. Not much to choose between any of the swimmers here. The only two who are pointing out, Ollie Fenwick and Kai Fellows in 3 and 1. Kai of Cheshunt turning first, Ollie second, and in third position is Danny Foreman of Potters Bar. William Lockwood of Hatfield, he's had a really good championship so far. He's been in quite a few finals. So hopefully he'll be able to final in this one. In lane number 4, he's doing very well. But Kai Fellows on the outside, he's also doing very well. It's going to be very tight between him and Kai. So William Lockwood takes first, Kai Fellows second, and James Gibson in third. Some great swims there. Moving on, Heat 6, referee. In lane 1, Callum Deacon from Hatfield. Lane 2, Leo Suno Saunders from Bishop Stortford. Lane 3, Jake Withington Boosie from Costa. Lane 4, Daniel Williams from Cheshunt. Lane 5, Archie Rand from Ware. Lane 6, Harry Chapman from Stevenage. Lane 7, Samuel Barnett from Potters Bar. And lane 8, Samuel Jeffrey from Hatfield. Turning first then is Daniel Williams. He's followed by Archie Ran in lane number 5, and in third position it looks like Callum Deacon of Hatfield. And coming in then, it's Harry Chapman from Stevenage. He's doing very well. No, sorry, it's Archie Ran first, Daniel Williams second, and Callum Deacon third. Heat 7, referee. I have a disqualifications report, event 234. Heat 4, lane 1 for a technical infraction. That's event 234. Heat 4, lane 1 for a technical infraction. In 1, Hugo Rebachek Smith from Hatfield. Lane 2, Igor Jr. from Chessons. Lane 3, Benjamin Target from Watford. Lane 4, Daniel Merrier from Potters Bar. Lane 5, Alexander Ferney from Potters Bar. Lane 6, Kobe Cornell from Potters Bar. Lane 7, Toby Martin from Harpenden. And in lane 8, George Grimwood from Bishop Stortford. Turning first there, it looks like it was Kobe Cornwell. But all relatively close here, indeed. It looks like on the far left we've got Hugo and Igor, Rebachek Smith and Majaya. Doing very well here, but in lane number 4, Daniel Merrier from Potters Bar. He's trying to speed away, but it's going to be very close. It's going to be on the touch, this one. And Daniel touches first, Igor Majona second, and Hugo Rebachek Smith third. So just a reminder, all the finalists for the girls 100 metres IM are on the board over there. If you want to withdraw from that final, make sure you cross your name out as soon as possible. Heat 8, referee. In lane 1, Sebastian Clark from Bishop Stortford. Lane 2, Dylan Morris from Watford. Lane 3, Oliver Mann from the City of St Albans. Lane 4, William Fawcett from Watford. Lane 5, Joshua Ellis from Hatfield. Lane number 6, Oliver Solman from Tring. Lane 7, David Babcock from Bishop Stortford. And in lane 8, Henry Catterfeld from Turning first and very close there indeed. It's Dylan Morris in lane number 2. Oliver Solman in 3, in 6, sorry, is in second, and in third is William Fawcett of Watford. Going now though is Oliver Solman of Tring on this breaststroke leg. William Fawcett of Watford and Dylan Morris battling out here, but it looks like Oliver Solman is going to take the first position here. And he does. First is Oliver Solman, second is William Fawcett, and third is Dylan Morris of Watford. Heat number 9, referee. In 1, Aaron Crancy from Watford. Lane 2, Jason Ho from Hatfield. Lane 3, William Duncan from Verulam. Lane 4, Fergus Reid from Berkhamsted. Lane 5, Zach Stacey from Hoddesdon. Lane 6, Alexander Cabola from Berkhamsted. Lane 7, Jack Reynolds from Hoddesdon. And lane 8, James Renton from Potters Bar. I have a disqualification to report. Event 234, Heat 5, Lane 5. For technical infraction, that's event 234, Heat 5, Lane 5 for a technical infraction. So it's going to be Fergus Reid of Berkhamsted touching first. Second is Alexander Calabor from Berkhamsted as well. And third is James Renton from Potters Bar. Heat 10, referee. In 1, Ethan Howard, Potters Bar. Lane 2, Lucas Hartley from Hatfield. Lane 3, James Atwell from Harpenden. Lane 4, Jake Moore from Potters Bar. Lane 5, Lewis Dormer from Harpenden. Lane 6, Cub Madison from Hatfield. Lane 7, Ryan Wall from Royston. And Lane 8, Kai Adams from Potters Bar. I have a disqualification report. Event 2, 3, 4, Heat 8, Lane 1 for a technical infraction. That's event 2, 3, 4, Heat 8, Lane 1 for a technical infraction. And we'll soon be coming with you with some live cricket results from South Africa. In first position then it's James Atwell of Harpenden. He's done very well now. First position 109.71. Second is Ryan Wall from Royston. And third is Lewis Dormer from Harpenden. Very good heat for Harpenden in that one. Moving on to Heat 11, referee. In 1, Charles Taverner from Watford. Lane 2, Ethan Ivan Lord Chapman from Costa. Lane 3, Callum Cox from Ware. Lane 4, Oliver Blight from Hatfield. Lane 5, Jake Gould from Watford. Lane 6, Edward Ormsey from Royston. Lane 7, Jack Bernard from Potters Bar. And in Lane 8, Daniel Harrison from Ware. So in the International Test Match Series, day 4 or 5 in South Africa, South Africa trail England by 270 runs with 9 wickets remaining, so England doing extremely well there. And those Premier League games haven't started yet. But back to the swimming then, it's Oliver Blight of Hatfield, he's winning this. Charles Taverner in lane number 1, very close behind him, but it is going to be Oliver who takes this one, and he does. Charles Taverner second, and Daniel Harrison third. Heat 12, referee. In 1, Daniel Hollis from Costa. Lane 2, Nathan Whiting from Hemel. Lane 3, Joe Reynolds from Hertford. Lane 4, George Shepakov from Verulam. Lane 5, Alexander Mason from Potters Bar. Lane number 6, Alex Twyford from Bushy. Lane 7, Thomas Hooper from the City of St Albans. And lane 8, Alexander Olami from Watford. Alexander Mason then of Potters Bar in lane number 5. He's turning first at the halfway. Joe Reynolds in 3 in second position. And George Jamakov from Verulam in third position. But looks like it's going to be a very good swim from Alexander Mason of Potters Bar. him and Daniel Hollis. Daniel Hollis coming up on that one as well. But Alexander Masing now starting to speed away. Only Joe Reynolds can catch him. And he takes the first position. Joe Reynolds going to be going in second and Nathan Whiting in third. Moving on, heat number 13, referee. In 1, Dylan Kennel from Hertfordshire. Lane 2, James Pope from Watford. Lane 3, Enzo Lim from Watford. Lane 4, Joel Peterson from Hatfield. Lane 5, William Toland from the City of St Albans. Lane 6, James Coleman from the City of St Albans. Lane 7, William Buckley from Watford. And in lane number 8, Henry Newbury-Kemp from Watford. At the halfway stage, and it looks like our middle 4 competitors are doing very well. James Coleman going to be turning first, followed by Joel Peterson and William Toland. Enzo Lim not far off though. James Coleman up first, he's doing very well here, taking his breaststroke glide. William Toland seems to be getting that second position with Joel Peterson and Enzo Lim battling it out for third. As they turn, James Coleman first, William Toland second, Joel Peterson third. A great swim here from James Coleman. And he's going to come in first. William Toland third and Joel Peterson second. So some excellent swimming there. Not much in that at all. On to heat number 14, referee. In 1, Noah Cornwell from Potter's Bar. Lane 2, Kieran Burkett from Costa. Lane 3, Matthew Martin from Costa. Lane 4, Harry Arthurmort from Harpenden. Lane 5, Luke Flynn from Watford. Lane 6, Daniel Chennels from Berkhamsted. Lane number 7, Ewan Donald from Berkhamsted. And in lane number 8, Nathaniel Mapley from the City of St Albans. Like most of these heats, not much in it at all. Noah Cornwell possibly going to, and he does turn first. Second is Daniel Chennels of Berkhamsted, and third is Nathaniel Mapley of the City of St Albans. Nathaniel Mapley having a very good championships here. Great 50 metres freestyle earlier on. But coming back then, it looks like Luke Flynn of Watford. He's going to turn first. Noah Cornwell slightly behind him, and Nathaniel Mapley also that. Luke Flynn then speeding away here. He's going to be coming on to his final few metres now. It's going to be very close between him and Noah Cornwell, but I reckon that Luke has got this. First position for him. Noah Cornwell in second and Nathaniel Mapley in third. Moving on, heat 15, referee. In 1, we have Thomas Jobson from Bushy. Lane 2, Joshua Holland from Hertford. Lane 3, Daniel Miller from the City of St Albans. Lane number 4, Adam Martin from Potter's Bar. Lane 5, Callum Davis from Bishop Stortford. Lane 6, Thomas Stanbury from Potter's Bar. Lane 7, Ashley Holness Wright from Watford. Lane 8, George Williams from the City of St Albans. Turning first then is Adam Martin. He's followed by Thomas Stanbury and Callum Davis. All of those boys under 30 seconds. Adam Martin starting to lose his lead. Callum Davis starting to come up on his left-hand side. Daniel Miller are giving it a good go from the City of St Albans as well. As they come up, it looks like Daniel Miller is battling his way for first place here. Callum Davis just dropping that. Can Adam Martin keep up this pace? He's starting to. It's going to be a very tight finish, but who's going to get the second position then? First, Alan Martin. Second, Daniel Miller. And third, Callum Davis. A very close finish there. Not much in it at all. Moving on then to Heat 16, referee. In lane 1, Ethan Baskerville from Hatfield. Lane 2, Peter Zaleska from Hatfield. Lane 3, Thomas Cadenhead from the City of St Albans. Lane 4, Reese Housden from Hemel Hempstead. Lane 5, Yannick Wilson from Costa. Lane 6, Matthias Morse from Hemel Hempstead. Lane 7, Zachary Patel from Berkhamsted. And Lane 8, Dylan Cole from Stevenage. Coming up then, Reese Housden of Hemel Hempstead is in first position. He's followed very closely by Matthias Morse, Thomas Cadenhead. Reese turns first. He's going to be followed then at the turn by Thomas Cadenhead and Yannick Wilson, both of the City of St Albans. The breaststroke is going to be the decider on this one. Yannick Wilson coming up on his left-hand side. Then Reese Housden, can he fend him off? Matthias Morse also getting a bit of the action here. As they turn onto the final freestyle leg, it is Housden, Cadenhead and Wilson. Housden starting to sprint away here on this freestyle leg. Yannick Wilson and Cadenhead, teammates from the City of St Albans, battling out. But it's going to be Reese Housden who touches first, Yannick Wilson second, and Thomas Cadenhead third. That was a very exciting swim there. So well done. As we prepare to get on to the final heat of the 100 metres individual medley. Heat 17, referee. In 1, Arvin Rodriguez from Costa. Lane 2, Oscar Bryce from Costa. Lane 3, Jude Lydiard from Costa. Lane 4, Benjamin Green from Watford. Lane 5, Ashley Coombs from Hemel Hempstead. Lane 6, Joseph Caldwell from Watford. Lane 7, Alexander Horn from Costa. And Lane 8, Oliver Hart Carpenter from Costa. St Albans has certainly have the majority of swimmers in here. But going at the moment is Ashley Coombs and Benjamin Green. Benjamin Green turns, followed by Lydiard of the City of St Albans. Ashley Coombs in third. Breaststroke's going to be the side on this one as well. Jude Lydiard coming up on the right-hand side of Benjamin Green. Can Green hold him off? That's the question. Ashley Coombs coming in on that second position there. Benjamin Green turns, so does Lydiard, Coombs and Caldwell. Freestyle then, is Benjamin going to be able to hold off Lydiard? It's going to be very tight here, but it does look like as he comes into his final 5, he is going to. So it's going to be Green first, Lydiard second, and Ashley Coombs taking the third position in that final heat. Is it enough to get into the final this evening? We shall see soon enough. If you want to clear the ball via the sides, please, swimmers. I have a disqualification to announce. 2, 3, 4, heat 15, lane 1 for a technical infraction. That's heat event 2, 3, 4, heat 15, lane 1 for a technical infraction. Moving on to the final women's event of this session, event 235, the women's 10 years and over, 200 metres freestyle. This will be swum over 12 heats. Heat 1, referee. In 1, Zoe Aponio from Bishop Stortford. Lane 2, Isla Black from Costa. Lane 3, Tremeo Wells from Hertford. 4, Emily Gray from Stevenage. 5, Sophie Stelmarsh from Stevenage. 6, Isabella Savage from Potters Bar. And 7, Cassandra Piera from Hatfield. So we're halfway now. Emily Gray of Hatfield in first. Second position is Sophie Selmarch from Stevenage. And in third is Jermaine Wells from Hertford. All of the girls, though, very close, especially in those middle 4 lanes. Final few strokes now for Emily Gray, and she takes first position, 2:40.18. Sophie Selmarsh of Stevenage, second, 2:41.52. And in third, Matrona Wells, 2:43.41, taking third. A very good heat there, some nice fast times. Moving on then to heat number 2, referee. In 1 then, Jemima Cross from Hitchin. 2, Lucy Carver from Hitchin. Lane 3, Givenchy from Watford. Lane 4, Megan Hull from Bishop Stortford. 5, Georgina Hamilton from Costa. 6, Isabel Mullings from Cheshunt. 7, Victoria Less from Potters Bar. And 8, Sophie Coleman from Costa. As these girls come for the halfway stage, first is Georgina Hamilton in lane number 5. She's followed by Lucy Carver in 2, and Sophie Coleman, also of the city of St Albans, in lane number 8. All of those girls splits sub 1 minute 20. That's what they want, I imagine, as they come on to the final 50 metres at this turn. So can I just remind all those finalists for the 100 metres individual medley, the results are now up on the left-hand side of the pool. If you do want to swim, leave your name blank as it is on the sheet. If you don't want to swim, though, on the other hand, cross this off so we can know. Back to this heat then, Lucy Carver first, Jemima Cross second, and Isabel Mullings third. Heat 3, referee. In 1, Isa Andrews from Bishop Stortford. 3, Sophie Hollis from the city of St Albans. 4, Hannah Lovelock from Hitchin. 5, Isabella Bassini from Watford. 6, Hannah Robson from Bishop Stortford. 7, Coco Williams from Costa. And 8, Darcy McMullins from Cheshunt. And after that turn, it's Isabella Pache of Watford. She's leading the way there. Sophie Hollis as well from the city of St Albans. She's doing very well as they come up to this final 100 metre, the halfway stage as one might call it. So Isabella Pache, 114.18. Sophie Hollis, second, 115.63. And she's got to be careful really because both girls at the front, both Sophie and Isabella, they're going to be possibly caught up by Hannah and, well, the two Hannahs, in fact, in Hannah Lovelock and Hannah Robertson. So it's going to be a very tight finish for these girls. Turning onto that final 50 metres then. It's still Isabella Pache in the lead. Sophie Hollis still managing to hold on to second position here. And Hannah Lovelock of Hitchin doing all she can to grasp that second position in this heat. Remember, it is heat declared winner. There are no finals for this one, so they need to swim as fast as they can. They don't have a second opportunity. So Isabella Pache of Watford leading the way all through this 200, and she touches first, 2:31.21, a very reputable time. Sophie Hollis managing to hold on to that second position there, 2:34.55, and Hannah Lovelock of Hitchin, 2:40.38 in third. So well done, girls. That's some excellent swimming there. And we're moving on to heat number 4, referee. The 4th heat now, so we're a third of the way through this 200. In lane 1, we have Mia Mazin-Wallington from Berkhamsted. In lane 2, Eva Glynn from Hatfield. Lane 3, Jasmine Piera from Hatfield. 4, Camilla Viana from Hatfield. 5, Hannah Baker from Harpenden. 6, Eva Ives from Hatfield. 7, Alexandra Diamity from Hatfield. And in lane number 8, Angelica Lazarino from Watford. So 2 swimmers there who have had a really good championships. That's Eva and Alexandra in lane number 6 and 7. They'll be looking to add to their medal haul during this one. So they're coming in now to their final 5 meters, and it's going to be a Hatfield 1, 2, 3, and 4 indeed, and 5. So Camille takes gold, Jasmine second, and Eva in third. Well done, girls. Very strong Hatfield heat there. Moving on then to heat number 5, referee. In 1, Chloe Costa from Hatfield. 2, Emily Taylor-Sanders from Potters Bar. 3, Isabella Good from Bishop Stortford. 4, Maya Shacknell from Watford. 5, Emily Carencross from Hitchin. 6, Harrington Clark from Watford. 7, Tiger Lily Donald from Watford. And in lane 8, Emma Fields from Bishop Stortford. At this halfway stage then, it's Isabella Good from Bishop Stortford leading the way at the moment. Not much in it though between her and Maya Shacknell. And in lane 8, Emma Fields, she's in third position. So as the race progresses, we'll have to see what happens. Final 25 metres then, and going really well is Isabella Good. She's going to be followed by Chloe Costa, and on her right is Maya Shacknell. Who's going to take that touch? Chloe gets the touch in lane number 1, Isabella Good second, and Maya Shacknell third. Very good swims there, nearly all of them under 2 minutes 30. Moving on to heat 6, referee. In 1, Alice Wilson from the city of St Albans. 2, Tia Patel from Potters Bar. 3, Emma Jostler from Hatfield. 4, Maya Alexander from Hoddesdon. Lane 5, Megan Worley from Watford. Lane 6, Alice Longman from Bishop Stortford. Lane 7, Jessica Bright from Potters Bar. And Lane 8, Caris Toland from Costa. At this halfway stage, and it looks like a strong swim from Alice Longman at Bishop Stortford. Second at the moment is Cameron Tolan from the city of St Albans. And third is Emma Josler from Hatfield. But not much in between any of those girls, around 3 seconds maximum. So I've just been told we have no withdrawals from the 100 metres IM final. So if you are a reserve, you can be stood down. You don't need to be prepared. So that's all of the swimmers for the 100 metres IM finals who qualified 1 to 8 are swimming. Back onto this 200 free then, it's going to be Alice Longman. She was leading the way. She's touching first, 2:21.93. Umla Josler second, 2:25.99. Exactly a second behind her, Tia Patel, 2:26.99. Heat 7, referee. In 1, Annabelle Brown from Stevenage, 2, Keely White from Potters Bar, 3, Amy Harper from Watford, 4, Tamsin Moran from Berkhamsted, 5, Grace Crawley from Watford, 6, Olivia Kavanagh from Potters Bar, 7, Olivia Lydon from Royston, and in lane number 8, Lauren Parkinson from Watford. At halfway then is Annabelle Brown of Stevenage leading the way, 109.65. Very closely behind her, Tamsin Moran from Berkhamsted in second, and in third, Olivia Lydon of Royston, 110.62. It's very close here between Annabelle and Tamsin, but it doesn't look like Tamsin is going to get the gold, and she does. Annabelle Brown second, and Grace Crawley third. Very good, all of those girls under the 2:30 mark there. On to Heat 8, referee. In 1 then we have Megan Gray from Hatfield, 2 Sophie Ledger from Hatfield, 3 Isabel Toon from Watford, 4 Lillian Apoyo from Bishop Stortford, 5 Bella Parkus from Hoddesdon, 6 Jessica Warren from Watford, 7 Chloe Simpson from Watford, and 8 Sophia Pache from Watford. So at this halfway stage, it's looking like some very good swims here. Megan Gray looks to be leading the way, and she is. In second position, Bella Parkus. And in third, Sophie Ledger. But there's not much in between them. There's only around 2 seconds between the fastest and slowest person in the water at the moment. Megan Gray, an excellent time there, sub 2:20. She takes the first position. Bella Parkus, second, and Jessica Warren of Watford in third. Good job from those girls as we move on to the next heat. Heat number 9, referee. In one, then we have Laura Hull from Bishop Stortford, 2 Gabriela Gomez-Pavon from Potters Bar, 3 Evie Thompson from Hitchin, 4 Maisha Tread-Evans from Bishop Stortford, 6 Jessica Coleman from Stevenage, 7 Neve O'Mara from Watford, and 8 Hannah Brooke from the City of St Albans. So Gabriela Gomez-Pavon in lane number 2, she's leading the way here, followed by her competitors Evie Thompson, second, and Maisha Tread-Evans in third. So Gabriela, she's had a great race here. She's going to come in first position, a final few meters there. 2:18.57. Maisha in lane 4 takes second, and Jessica Coleman takes third. Moving on to heat number 10, referee. In 1 from Cheshunt, Charlotte Williams. Lane 2 from Hitchin, Ashley Cooper. 3 Antonia Jupp from Hatfield. Lane 4, Ella Murphy from Harpenden. Lane 5, Ella Mason from Bishop Stortford. Lane 6, Eleanor Cray from Watford. 7, Agnes Burns from Harpenden. And lane 8, Gemma Nottage from Watford. So Ashley Cooper of Hitchin, she's turning first. Around a second behind her there is Ella Murphy of Harpenden and Eleanor Mason of Bishop Stortford. Still all to play for though in this 200 metres freestyle. Still leading the way then is Ashley Cooper of Hitchin. It looks also like a strong swim from Eleanor Mason there. And on the outside, Charlotte Williams also. It's going to be very tight though for second and third position, and we'll have to just see about that. But it's going to be Ashley Cooper, 2:14.85. Eleanor Mason in second, 2:16.37. And Agnes Burns of Harpenden just getting that touch, 2:17.12. Moving on then to the penultimate heat of this 200 metres freestyle, heat 11, referee. The next heat is a timed final, everyone. So we're coming up to our time final, but we've got our penultimate heat first. In lane number 1, Isabella Yebsey from Hatfield. 2, Ellie Hollis from the city of St Albans. 3, Lucy Park from Watford. 4, Lauren Stott from Hatfield. 5, Gemma Hansen from Hatfield. 6, Kaya Phillips from Bishop Stortford. 7, Isabel Mercer from Hatfield. And 8, Anastasia Wilkinson from Hatfield. Looking like turning first then is Lauren Stott of Hatfield on a 30.48. Followed very closely by Isabella, her teammate, and looking at my thing, Ellie Hollis as well. All of these girls now are going to be trying to beat those in the next heat, as it has no final, this event, but it's Lauren Stott as she comes into her final 100 metres, or the halfway stage. Lauren Stott, 1:03.75. Gemma Hansen taking second at the moment, 1:04.86. And in third, it goes to Kaya Phillips of Bishop Stortford. Lauren Stott and Gemma Hansen, teammates from the bright pink hats of Hatfield there. Turning almost mind went blank, but anyway, they're turning almost in synchronization there. It's Gemma Hansen just pulling in front of Lauren Stott. Lauren Stott does not want to let her get in front at the moment. She's got to try and push, but Gemma Hansen may already have it here as they come off the walls and into the final length, stroke for stroke. Gemma Hansen just pulling in front. Can Lauren Stott pull in front of her? Isabella in lane number 1 on the far side, doing very well, but it's going to be Gemma Hansen who's going to be taking this final of the heat, and it's Gemma Hansen first. Kaya Phillips in second, and Lauren Stott in third. And if we want to clear the ball to the side for the timed final. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the timed final, the women's 10 years and over, 200 metres freestyle. In lane number 8, from Hitchin, Matilda Turner. In lane 1, from Hatfield, Billy Grant. In lane 7, from Potters Bar, Emily Lush. In lane 2, from Hatfield, Jessica Keogh. In lane 6 from Hitchin, Zoe McDonald. In lane 3 from Hatfield, Jessica Woodward. In lane 5 from Hatfield, Louise Fiddles. And the fastest qualifier in lane 4 from Bishop Stortford, Millie Fields. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your timed final. Over to you, referee. All of the girls here have the fastest times in the county at this moment in time. And as they go off, it looks like Emily Lush is definitely making the most of this first 50. Emily being a sprinter, whereas Jessica Woodward is more of a distancer. And after the first 50, it looks like Emily Lush is going to be turning first. 29.69, sub 30, which is a very good split. Second, Millie Fields of Bishop Stortford, 30.58. And in third, and Billy Grant also turning second, joint there. Emily Lush still leading the way. Billy Grant trying to catch her up, and the girls in the middle, Millie, Jessica and Louise doing their best here. The question is, can Billy and Emily hold on for this final 100 metres at this halfway stage? Emily Lush 102.16, Billy Grant 103.36. Millie Fields turning third there. Millie Fields, Jessica Woodward and Louise doing their best to beat each other, but Emily Lush looks like she's leading the way. Only 75 metres to go there. Billy Grant also doing very well. The girls in the middle starting to pick up the pace, especially Jessica Woodward of Hatfield. She's looking like she's poising for the third position. Emily Lush then coming into her final turn here. Billy Grant, the gap has closed. Jessica Woodward doing very well. Millie Fields trying to chase her down. I don't know who's going to win this at all. Millie Fields starting to come back here into first position. At the turn is Jessica Woodward, Billy Grant, Emily Lush, Millie Fields. On this final 25 metres, it's going to be close. Jessica Woodward starting to come out of the pack here. Jessica Woodward, final 5 metres now. Is she going to be able to take it? And she touches with a time of 2:07.04. Billy Grant getting second position, 2:08.28. And Millie Fields just touching in that third position, 2:08.29. An extravagant final heat there for that 200 metres freestyle. And if you want to clear the ball via the sides, please. And it was very close there between Millie and Emily. Very close indeed. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have made it to the final event, event 236, the men's 10 years and over 200 meters breaststroke. This will be swum over 12 heats. Heat 1, referee. Three swimmers in this one: Oliver Merrier from Potters Bar in 3, Luca Brossa-Pandin from Potters Bar in 4, and Oliver Birtwistle from the City of St Albans in 5. All of the boys here doing very well indeed. It's probably one of their, first times, at least top 10, swimming 200 breaststroke. So they're doing very well. Leading the way, we have Luca from Potters Bar. And he's coming on to his final 50 meters, as they all are. And all the boys' PBs, round about the same. Around about the 4-minute mark, so hopefully all of these chaps are going to be able to get a PB. And that will be jolly good if they can. And they're starting to pick up the pace now, Oliver and Luca. Both teammates from Potters Bar. Looks like Luca is just pulling in front here. And well done to all of those boys. Congratulations. Oliver Birtwistle just coming in now. And some excellent swimming from our younger athletes. Well done. Heat 2, referee. In 1, we have from Stevenage, Diggory Cox. Lane 2, Lewis Hollenberg from Potters Bar. 3, Luke Peterson from Hatfield. 4, Alexander Fawcett from Watford. 5, Nicodem Tagsad from Watford. 6, Henry Martin from Hatfield. 7, Gabriel Taggart from Watford. And 8, Nathan Welpy from Watford. And I must say, you know, these swimmers, especially the younger swimmers, generally they have a go at everything. If they qualify for everything, they have a go because they haven't yet found their strokes or what they want to do. So, you know, we really should be commending these boys and girls because they have a go at everything. They don't complain, I would hope. And I'm sure the parents could let us know about that. But it's a really, really good thing that they're doing. So well done to them. All of these boys doing extremely well. 200 breaststroke is not an easy event. Doesn't get any easier when you're older. But Luke Peterson from Hatfield, he is starting to lead the way there. Alexander Fawcett of Watford also in second, and third is Gabriel Taggart from Watford. I have a disqualification to pause. Event 236, heat 1, lane 4. For a technical infraction. That's event 236, heat 1, lane 4 for a technical infraction. So as they turn onto their final 50 metres, then Luke Peterson and Alexander Fawcett battling for first and second position. Henry Martin and Nicodem battling it out for the second, third position. Looks like all of the boys are catching each other up at that starting end. It might not just be enough distance, but it is going to be Luke Peterson. He's first off the wall. Alexander Fawcett, Henry Martin, and then Nicodem Tagsat. Luke Peterson doing very well here. He's a name we've heard a lot over the past few weekends. And he comes into his final 5 metres there, and as does Alexander Fawcett. Henry Martin now battling against Gabriel. And it's going to be very close on the touch. And he does get it. So Luke Peterson first, Alexander Fawcett second, and Henry Martin third. So 1 and 3 for Hatfield there. Very good indeed. Well done. Moving swiftly on to heat 3, referee. In 1, we have Luke Davis from Verulam. 2, Oliver Gisborne from Bishop Stortford. 3, Sonny Madison from Hatfield. 4, Ron Borges from Stevenage. 5, Elliot Marshall from Watford. 4, Ollie Fenwick from Verulam. 7, Carl Cavan from Stevenage. And in lane number 8, Ryan Ingram from the city of St Albans. We have a good leader here in Ron Borges from Stevenage. He's speeding away towards his rear then. We have Carl in lane number 7 from Stevenage also. Sonny Madison of Hatfield and Oliver Gisborne giving them each other a good race here in this 200 metres breaststroke. And as he turns onto his final 50 metres now of the 200 breast, it is still Ron who is leading the way. The second position is Carl and Sonny of Hatfield in 7 and 3. Oliver Gisborne doing his best now to try and catch up with his competitor Sonny in lane 3. But this looks like it's going to be quite a fast PB, I have to say. For Ron. His PB was previously 2:25, and he's managed to cut that down by nearly 10 seconds, so well done, Ron. First position there. Sonny Madison getting that second position, and Carl Givan of Stevenage getting that third position. Looking like PBs for those top 3. Elliot Marshall of Watford just missing out on a PB there. And well done to all of those boys in that 200 breast. Heat 4, referee. In 1, we have Max Walters from Hemel Hempstead, 2, Oscar Hollingsworth from the city of St Albans, 3, Alexander Ball from Potters Bar, 4, George Grimwood from Bishop Stortford, 5, Thomas Craig from Harpenden, 6, Archie Rann from Ware, 7, Daniel Williams from Cheshunt, and in 8, Joshua Jeffrey from Hatfield. Speeding the way then, it looks like Archie ran of Ware. And he's on for quite a good PB if he can keep up this pace. Towards the back then, we have Daniel Williams of Cheshunt. And Thomas Craig of Harpenden, indeed as well with George Grimwood from Bishop Stortford. But it's going to be a massive PB here. He's not going to go sub 3 minutes, but he's going to get at least a 20-second PB, and that's a really good achievement there. So well done, Archie. Congratulations. Good job. In second position then, it looks like we've got Daniel Williams from Cheshunt. He's also got a PB there. Well done. And in third is Thomas Craig of Harpenden, who as well has a PB of about 2 seconds, so congratulations. On to heat number 5, referee. In 1, Harry Chapman from Stevenage, 2, Zachary Riley from Watford, 3, James Smith from Potters Bar, 4, Marco Borges from Stevenage, 5, Samuel Jeffrey from Hatfield, 6, Oscar Chaplin from the city of St Albans, 7, William Lockwood from Hatfield, and 8, Jack Blake from Hertford. So they come to their final few strokes then. It's William Lockwood and Samuel Jeffrey. Marco Borges of Stevenage takes gold, William Lockwood second, and James Smith of Potters Bar third. Some good PBs there, looking at my heat sheet. Halfway stage now, heat 6, referee. In 1, Theo Lim from Watford. 2, Jack Patrick from Potters Bar. 3, Kai Adams from Potters Bar. 4, Benjamin Taggart from Watford. 5, William Fawcett from Watford. 6, Matthew Evener from Hatfield. 7, Dylan Morris from Watford. And 8, Godfrey Abeleng from Cheshunt. I have a disqualification to announce. Event 236, Heat 3, Lane 8 for a technical infraction. That's event 236, Heat 3, Lane 8 for a technical infraction. So 50 metres to go then. William Fawcett doing extremely well here. Jack Patrick of Potters Bar following him very closely, as is Dylan Morris in lane number 7. Matthew Evener of Hatfield also doing very well, as is Kai Adams and Theo Lim here. And of course we have no swimmer in lane number 4. So William Fawcett leading the way here. Jack Patrick trying to beat William, but it doesn't look like that he's going to have enough room here. So William Fawcett coming into his final 5 metres now. Well done, William, good swim. PB for him. Jack Patrick in second and Dylan Morris in third. Lots of PBs in that heat, especially William Fawcett, so well done. As we prepare to move on to the next heat. Heat 7, referee. Ladies and gentlemen, if you own a silver Corsa YH58, that's a silver Corsa YH58, please go to reception immediately. That's if you own a silver Corsa YH58. To reception immediately, please. They wish to speak to you about your car. I have a disqualification report, event 236, Heat 5, lane 1 for a technical infraction. That's event 236, Heat 5, lane 1 for a technical infraction. Moving on to this heat number 7 then. In 1 we have Leonardo Maloney from Hertford, 2 Thomas Lydiard from Ware, 3 Jack Renton from Potters Bar, 4 Jack Reynolds from Hoddesdon, 5 Ryan Wall from Royston, 6 Oliver Solomon from Tring, 7 Alexander Coverball from Berkhamsted, and in lane 8 George Prince from Hatfield. So Jack Reynolds from Hoddesdon, he's going to be first in this heat. Ryan Wall, so Jack Reynolds touching first, Ryan Wall's going to be touching second. And for third place, it's going to be very tight there, and it's going to be James Renton of Potters Bar. Heat 8, referee. In 1, Elliot Ball from Potters Bar, 2, Lucas Hartley from Hatfield, 3, Daniel Harrison from Ware, 4, Jack Barnard from Potters Bar, 5, Thomas Hooper from the City of St Albans, 6, Charlie Stanbury from Potters Bar, 7, Ethan Howard from Potters Bar, 8, Jake Moore from Potters Bar. I have a disqualification to report, event 236, heat 6, lane 8, that's a technical infraction, that's event 236, heat 6, lane 8 for a technical infraction. At this halfway station, it's Jack Bernard and Thomas Hooper. No, sorry, it's Thomas Hooper and Charlie Stanbury battling it out here. Final 25 metres now, and there's been a definite change in the pool then. We have Charlie Stanbury, Thomas Hooper, Jack Bernard, and Lucas Hartley, all battling it out for first place. It's looking very close between Charlie and Lucas. Charlie Stanbury gets the touch, he's first, Jack Bernard second, and so it's going to be Lucas Hartley. We had a few technical issues. Lucas Hartley first, Charlie Stanbury second, and Jack Bernard third. Heat 9, referee. In 1, Jack Savage from Potters Bar. 2, Dylan Kennell from Hertfordshire. 3, William Buckley from Watford. 4, Nathaniel Hopkins from Verulam. 5, Luke Payne from Hatfield. 6, Kieran Burkett from Costa. 7, Arian Conani from Watford. And number 8, Jack Cato from Hatfield. So it's looking like a very good swim for William Buckley in lane number 3, as well as Luke Payne in lane number 5 from Hatfield. On his side, Arian in lane number 7 here, as they come up to this halfway mark. So Luke Payne turns first, second is Arian, and third is Kieran Burkett of the City of St Albans. All of these boys on the left side of the pool. Not our typical spearhead formation we'd expect to see in a 200. But still going strong, it is Luke Payne and Arian. That glide conserving an awful lot of energy there, so he can sprint on this final 50 metres. We'll soon see if I'm right about that. But Luke Payne doing very well here. Kieran Burkett also in lane number 3. He's gliding his way onto his final 50 length. He's going to be very careful though that Jack Cato of Hatfield does not overtake him. And just to remind all of you that it is heat declared winner with a timed final at the end. There are no finals to this. You don't have to swim 200 breaststroke again, which anyone who has done before realizes that that's not a great thing to do. Coming in then, it's going to be Luke Payne then. He's going to be touching first. 2:45.21, well done. Arian touches second, 2:48.43. And is Kieran Burkett going to get the touch? Yes, he does. 2:52.53. I have a disqualification to announce. 236, heat 7, lane 7 for a technical infraction. That's event 236, heat 7, lane 7 for a technical infraction. And we move on to heat number 10, referee. I have another disqualification to report. Event 236, heat 7, lane 6 For a technical infraction, that's event 236, heat 7, lane 6. Onward then in lane 1, William Preston from Bushy. Lane 2, Oliver Blight from Hatfield. Lane 3, Noah Cornwell from Potters Bar. 4, Charles Taverner from Watford. 5, George Lovelock from Hitchin. 6, Enzo Lim from Watford. 7, Harry Arthurnaut from Harpenden. And 8, Edward Ormsey from Royston. Not much in between these competitors then. It looks like Noah Cornwell and Charles Taverner are leading at the moment. George Lovelock very close to them indeed, as is Harry Arthurnaut from Harpenden. As they turn to their 75 metre. Noah Cornwell here starting to increase his lead over Charles Taverner. Can Charles Taverner come back? That's the question. And then on the outside in lane number 7, Harry Arthurnaut. So it's going to be Noah Cornwell first, Harry second, Charles third. George Lovelock should not be discounted from this, nor should Edward Ormsey. And it's very close here from where I'm sitting, Noah Cornwell and Charles Taverner. But Harry Arthurnaut starting to come in front of Noah Cornwell as we come up to the final 2 lengths here. And I have a disqualification to report. Event 236, heat 9, lane 8 for technical infraction. That's event 236, heat 9, lane 8 for technical infraction. Back to this then, it's very close between Harry and Noah in 7 and 3. Charles Taverner and William Lovelock battling it out now for 3rd position. Who's going to come 3rd, who's coming 4th, we'll soon see. At the turn then, it's neck and neck between Arthurnaut and Cornwell. It looks like Cornwell is just in front as they come into this final 5 metres. It's going to be very tight here. Towards the back then, it looks like George Lovelock has overtaken and he's coming up for 2nd position. But it's going to be Noah Cornwell, Potters Bar taking 1st. Harry Arthurnaut just getting that touch to 2nd, and George Lovelock managing to get 3rd position in lane number 5. Penultimate heat then, heat 11, referee. In 1, Thomas Barnes from Royston. Lane 2, James Gisborne from Bishop Stortford. 3, Guy Munster from the city of St Albans. 4, Alexander Horn from Costa. 5, Max Robertson from Hatfield. 6, Daniel Hollis from Costa. 7, Cub Madison from Hatfield. 8, Luke Flynn from Watford. Next heat is the time final. Out of the block then, it looks like Alexander Horn of the city of St Albans leading the way here. Can he keep that lead? We will soon see. 35.01. He's followed by Max Robertson, Guy Munster and Daniel Hollis. The city of St Albans boys doing very well here. Can they keep it up? Alexander Horn turns. It's going to be Max Robertson, Daniel Hollis, then Guy Munster, James Gisborne. It seems like... Yep. Open over. Perfect. Obviously, you've got that, thanks. So at that turn then, it looked like Alexander Horn was starting to lose ground to Max Robertson. But they've still got a few metres to go, at least 75. The stroke rate of Alexander Horn starting to become a bit faster. Not a lot of glide there at all, but James Gisborne of Bishop Stortford starting to come into the frame for second position, as is Max Robertson and Daniel Hollis. The question is, can those two boys catch Alexander Horn? We will soon find out. Daniel Hollis coming up on the left-hand side of Max Robertson there, as is Guy Munter on James Gisborne. Alexander Horn, his lead has decreased. Max Robertson starting to increase it. A lot of starting sprinting now in this race. Alexander Horn battling now for keeping first position. Max Robertson coming up on his right-hand side here. Is going to be very close to the touch. Who's going to be able to get it? Is it going to be... It's going to be Alexander Horn just getting there for first position. Max Robertson of Hatfield second, and James Gisborne managing to get third position there. Some excellent swims from those boys in an exciting race. If you want to clear the pool via the sides, boys, that would be much appreciated, so we can start the timed final. One more heat. I have a disqualification to report. Event 236, heat 10, lane 7 for a technical infraction. That's event 236, heat 10, lane 7 for a technical infraction. So the last race of this session then, the times final, the men's 10 years and over 200 metre breaststroke final. In lane number 8 from Bishop Stortford, Nicholas Botha. In lane number 1 from Hatfield, Yoto Wanabeto. In lane 7 from the city of St Albans, Yannick Wilson. In lane 2 from the city of St Albans, Joseph Richardson. In lane 3 from Hemel Hempstead, Matthias Morse. In lane 3 from Hoddesdon, Dominic McCarthy. In lane 5 from Bishop Stortford, Bryn Kuza. And the fastest person in this heat then, in lane 4 from Watford, Lewis Shaler. Your finalists, ladies and gentlemen, over to you, referee. All of these boys then battling it out to be the county champion in the 200 metres breaststroke event. Up first then, it looks like a good swim from Lewis Shaler at the moment. He's followed by Bryn Kuza and Dominic McCarthy. Joseph Richardson doing very well also here. As they turn, first up is Lewis Shaler, and he's got a little bit of a lead on Bryn and McCarthy there. Joseph Richardson in third position. As they come to the 50 metre mark, it's Shaler, Kuza, and then McCarthy. 1, 2, and 3. It's very close between Shaler and Kuza there. Dominic McCarthy and Joseph Richardson now battling out for that third position. Can Lewis Shaler hold off Bryn Kuza from Bishop Stortford? We shall see, but Lewis Shaler speeding ahead here. He comes up, and as he comes up, there's an incredible lead that has grown. Joseph Richardson managing to overtake Dominic McCarthy there. Yannick Wilson leading the pack on the right-hand side of the pool. But Lewis Shaler, that underwater work doing him immense favours in this water. Bryn just cannot compete at the moment. Dominic McCarthy starting to come back on Joseph Richardson here, and that final 100 metres, it's going to be very tight between those. Lewis Shaler still first, Bryn Kuza turns second. He's got to be very careful that he's not going to be beaten by Joseph Richardson or Dominic McCarthy here. Lewis Shaler, that underwater work there has propelled him forward as he comes to his final 50 metres now. 144.24 there. Bryn Kuza doing very well, trying to claw back something that he can. But Dominic McCarthy overtaking Joseph Richardson, just those two boys battling out now. That final 50 metres is going to be a very tight race indeed. But Lewis Shaler on his final length now. He's starting to sprint a little bit more. Battle against the clock. What's he going to go? Is he going to be able to go sub 2:20? Joseph Richardson starting to beat Dominic McCarthy. Lewis Shaler glides in there, 221.31, taking gold. Bryn Kuza going to be coming in second position, 227.11. Who's going to take the third position? Joseph Richardson, 229.00. Third for him, well done. That was so close between him and Dominic McCarthy there. Now that was a fantastic final, ladies and gentlemen, I would have to say. Now, so that completes our session today. I think we all deserve a round of applause. It's quite a long one.